Several districts in Gujarat, particularly in the west central region, have long been known as the global epicenter of thalassemia. Thalassemia is a genetic blood disorder that causes severe anemia due to a deficiency or absence of hemoglobin, a protein essential for carrying oxygen in the blood. For patients, mainly children with severe forms of the disease, a bone marrow transplant or BMT is the only chance at a normal life. However, the costly life saving procedure has remained out of reach for many all these years. Now there is a ray of hope, a newly opened state of the art center in Ahmedabad that offers treatment free of charge to those in need. Ahmedabad based Health One Super Speciality Hospital on February 8 opened India's second center offering crucial BMT services to pediatric thalassemia patients. The 10-bed dedicated center, set up by DKMS, one of the world's largest international blood stem cell donor centers, and Sankalp India Foundation, promises to meet growing demand for stem cell transplantation in the region. The two organizations, along with not for profit Cure2 Children, have been running a similar center in Bengaluru since 2021.
When it comes to thalassemia, when it comes to hemoglobinopathies, the possibility to receive a transplant and get cured. At that stage, it's once again resources which, apart from capacity, are limitation. As we speak today, we feel really fortunate that we've been able to put together 31 beds, including the 10 that we are inaugurating today, to create that capacity. But to do 310 transplants requires a lot of resources. And there again, DKMS has been supporting us with a contribution for each of the transplants that we do. Putting that together with some support in certain states from the government and a lot of support from our partners, we are able to make sure that in Sankalp, when we have a child who needs transplant, the selection is not based on the basis of financial resources. And no matter how big the gap is, no matter how difficult it is, coming together of the organizations has allowed us to reach out to each patient with access to cure.
Apart from 10 specialized pediatric BMT beds, the new center also has apheresis care facilities for the removal of specific blood or plasma components and an outpatient unit. The facility has more than 26 trained healthcare professionals, including 4 doctors and other staffers. A key feature of the center is that it will also gather clinical data to build a record of treatment histories and interventions for thalassemia patients in India. An estimated 10 to 12,000 children are born with thalassemia major in India, a severe form of disease, accounting for about 10% of global cases. The majority of them are in states such as Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab, and West Bengal. A higher prevalence of the disease is also seen in particular communities in these states. Children with thalassemia often require lifelong blood transfusions. Without proper treatment, many do not survive beyond the age of 20.
DKMS came to India in 2019, and our mission is to register more donors to help more donors in India to help more patients, especially blood cancer, but also other blood disorders, patients with other blood disorders, to help them to find a match in case they don't find a donor in their family. And what we did then, we realized that in India you need more support. And India is known as the thalassemia capital of the world. So what we saw also is we have a lot of thalassemia patients who are in need of several things. So one is to get access to transplantation. So we helped here Sankar to build up a hospital, first in Bangalore and then here also now in Ahmedabad, to have the infrastructure to facilitate these patients here in India. And as DKMS, we analyzed as well that these patients are not the the work is not done to create infrastructure. The work is only done when we give these patients the opportunity to reach the centers, because most of the patients are from rural areas or from tribal areas, and to support them financially in their treatment, going through their treatment, and also after, we call this pre-transplantation and post-transplantation, to go through this process, entire process, so that they have a beautiful life after they get transplanted.
Okay. What is the significance of opening this particular facility in Ahmedabad? How do you think it will help?
While Sankalp is founded or established in South India, the patients, we call this Thalassemia band, right? The patients are from north. So I think Ahmedabad is the next step for Sankalp and for us to help patients in the north of India. So, and we see from the statistics that we have a lot of patients in Gujarat who are suffering on thalassemia. And in areas where you don't have this kind of units only, then you don't have any statistics about it.
Thalassemia is one of the most common hereditary diseases in the world. It is classified into two main types, alpha and beta, depending on which globin chain, the building block of hemoglobin, is affected. India doesn't have a national registry of thalassemia, but experts estimate that nearly 42 million Indians are thalassemia carriers or have thalassemia minor. Carriers have only one faulty gene that causes thalassemia but don't have the disease itself. Children born to parents who both have thalassemia minor or major, however, have disease from birth. It can either be moderate or severe, but also known as transfusion-dependent thalassemia, when they need regular transfusion of hemoglobin to stay alive. Beta thalassemia is the most common form requiring regular blood transfusions. Patients with TDT require lifelong blood transfusions and iron chelation therapy to manage iron overload, which can cause serious complications. Experts say these complications can severely affect the quality of life and pose significant health risks. Without treatment, severe beta thalassemia can be fatal, often before the age of 3. In practice, only about 30% of patients find a compatible donor. The success rate of procedures depend on their age and the quality of clinical management throughout the lives. BMT outcomes tend to be better in young children. However, affordability and access to BMT remains a challenge. The procedure costs about rupees 10 to 50 lakh privately, and few centers offer the treatment. This means that many who can benefit from the treatment struggle to access it, but those who have availed it see it as a blessing.
मेरा मनमेरो 6 ईयर हो गया है 2019 में सिम्स हॉस्पिटल में। पहले जब मुझे ब्लड चढ़ता था तब तो वीको लगाने के वक्त थोड़ा सा डर लगता था कि वीको लगे कि अभी ब्लड चढ़ेगा। फिर बहुत महीनों के बाद कभी ब्लड चढ़ा नहीं, तो मैं अभी नॉर्मल लाइफ मतलब मैं डिजर्व करती हूँ।
अच्छा, आप पढ़ाई करते हो? किस क्लास में पढ़ाई करते हो?
9th स्टैंडर्ड में।
9th स्टैंडर्ड में। तो ये DKMS और संकल्प ने किस तरह से हेल्प किया? ये
संकल्प ने हमको करीब 4 लाख रुपया दिया था उस टाइम पे। फिर गवर्नमेंट से मैंने 1,36,000 की मांग की। गवर्नमेंट 1,36,000 दिया मेरे को। ऐसे करके मेरे को टोटल आगे पीछे होकर 9 लाख का मेरे को इसमें बोन मेरो ट्रांसप्लांट में खर्च हुआ था। तो उस टाइम पे मेरे को पता भी नहीं था कि मेरे पास पैसा आएगा कहाँ से। लेकिन संकल्प ने 4 लाख रुपये दिए तो मेरे को थोड़ी हिम्मत आ गई कि भाई चलो मैं आगे पीछे करके भी थोड़ा बहुत कर लूँगा। तो मैं इसका मैच हो गया था BMT, तो मैंने बोला चलो अभी करवाई डालते। हो गया, अभी 5 साल हो गया उसको।
अब ये नॉर्मल
है अभी, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। और क्या कुछ मेडिसिन, कुछ दवाई खाने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है? नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Coal India, a union government subsidiary, through its corporate social responsibility initiative started several years ago, supports BMT for thalassemia patients. However, the service is restricted to patients based on strict financial and clinical criteria. In this context, the newly opened BMT Center has come as a boon not only for Gujarat but several other affected regions.